Welcome. Today we are flying to London Heathrow from Austin Bergstrom International, one of the fastest growing airports in the United States. There are three non-stop flights to Europe from Austin Bergstrom. The British Airways one BA190 and the earlier departure 4:30 Austin Bergstrom Frankfurt, and then there is Norwegian which flies non-stop through London Gatwick. There are more airlines which are going to fly to Europe, and from March 2020 you're going to have KLM flying to Amsterdam. We go to the East Terrace where the gates are located, gate 214, and this is also where the only Open Air Patio is located. This Open Air Patio is exclusive to the Austin Bergstrom International. That's gate 214. People already lined up, and let's quickly climb the stairs and then go onto the Open Air Patio. There's a lift as well. There's a Delta Airways Sky Club located right on top of that, and this is the one view of the Open Air Patio. And you can see now our aircraft Boeing 777-300 docked on gates 214 here, and it's a very nice view from here, and you can see the runway 2035L, gates 214 docked. Let's get down, and then we go to the gates 214. You can see the people already there
Flying to London,
waiting
and people waiting
to board the plane. There's an easy way up to the top, and that means the lift. And we are climbing down the stairs here. A nice view of the aircraft from here on the boarding floor. And we are now pre-boarding. Pre-boarding lets you
Thank you very much.
into the aircraft, the first few, so you can put your luggage comfortably. And that's a view from here from the Aero Bridge.
Perfect, thank you. Nice to have you back on board. We've done the first time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Oh, you got a camera going.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, it's detected my camera, it's a GoPro. Inside the aircraft now, we have chosen the two-seaters, which are right at the end, economy class.
Okay.
So we don't
Thank
get
you.
much disturbed. We don't have to disturb other passengers in the night for using the toilet, etc. And that's the two-seaters are there in this B777-300 ER. That's the B777-300.
Boeing 777-300 at Austin Bergstrom International, and we are going to London Heathrow and then connecting to Bangalore. Because we pre-boarded and we could get into the aircraft first, and we have a very comfortable two-seater. So here we are. Say hi, Radha, to all my fellow YouTubers, subscribers. Flying to London from Austin Bergstrom, Texas. A 10.5 hour flight. It's 7:20 local time, and we will land in London about 10:15 in the morning. So since then I will cover you the boarding, maybe the dinner, and then the breakfast, and then landing at London. Will not be able to cover the landing, the takeoff from Austin, because it will be dark by the time we take off. See you guys, and hope you will like what I'm going to present to you. Bye bye. We are on schedule. chime 7:45 local chime. Pushback started. Engine started and we are rolling. Cabin lights.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to interrupt the High Life Entertainment to brief you on the safety procedures of this aircraft.
Oh my God, that's Michael Caine.
As these may differ from an aircraft that you've flown on before. No, a lot of people know that. The name's G. Spotty G.
Hand baggage should not block the aisles or exit. It must be put under the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker.
We have airborne now, long flight, 10 hours 30 minutes. We fly northeast, across the coast, up above Rhode Island, and then on to Atlantic, and then on to Europe. Okay, today we are almost having 1 hour to tailwinds, arriving in London at 9:22 instead of 10:15. Car service started, the liquor and soft drinks. Thank you. What sort of weather? Tomato juice. Sure for any Worcester sauce, I'll show you. Dinner served now. It's about 9:30. How's the dinner? Good? So you have a salad dressing, a small bottle. And then nice salad, lettuce, tomato, carrot, other fruits, and then rice, and I think some vegetable curry and malai kofta. Is it malai kofta? And that one? Bindi masala. Nothing exotic, but I think fairly tasty. A bottle of water to go. Tea coffee. Tea coffee. South. After dinner. About 2.5 hours since we were airborne. Good morning. We are nearing London. The captain just informs us that we are ahead of schedule, almost 55 minutes, and
due to favorable conditions. Quick preview of what is going to come. Just after touchdown, we going to see the aircrafts and views on Terminal 3-2 before getting into a parking slot, and then we deplane from the aircraft, and this time probably because we are early, we will use the ground transportation and not use the aero bridges from the aircraft, and we take a nice bus ride along London Heathrow, which normally doesn't happen. In Heathrow being even so big, normally you always get a aero bridge, and we finally get into our transit international Europe, where we can connect to the next flight. We are now already on a final descent to London Heathrow. November month, and so it's cloudy and probably it's drizzling, not raining heavily, and the visibility is still fairly good. And I think today we are, as usual, landing on runway 09L 27R. That means we are landing from the east side, and we will have terminal 2, 3 and 5 onto our left. That's the approach to London Heathrow, and there you can see terminal T2, which is used by the Star Alliance members, including the British Airways, some of its flight. And then we see the terminal 3, which is opened as a oceanic terminal in 1961 and now primarily used by Emirates, Qantas, Virgin Atlantic and some other Middle East airlines as well. Qatar and Etihad and some other airlines operate from Terminal 4, which you can't see, which is onto our left behind us. Now we are taking a turn onto the taxiway and proceeding on to the path between Terminal 3 and Terminal C Concourse of Terminal 5, and there you can see the control tower of London Heathrow, and American Airlines also uses Terminal 3.
Take care when opening the overhead lockers, as items may have moved during landing and could fall out and cause injury. Before leaving the aircraft this morning, please make sure you have all your personal belongings with you, and remember that smoking is not allowed until you reach a designated smoking area.
Here you can see a beautiful view of the control tower and many American Airlines aircraft parked, and there you have the Airbus A380 of Qantas.
Please be aware that landing cards are no longer required to be completed or presented when entering the United Kingdom.
As I said earlier, it looks like that we are not going to get an aero bridge to deplane, and it's going to be a ground transportation, which is not very common at London Heathrow. It does happen, but not very often. And you can see now the terminal Terminal 5C Concourse onto the right, as we take left turn onto the taxiway between Terminal 3 and Terminal 5C Concourse. Once again, the view of the control tower and view of Terminal 3.
It's been a pleasure to look after you, and we hope to welcome back again very soon. Thank you, and have a very good morning.
An aircraft landing. Now you can see on 09L through which we landed, and another aircraft just taxiing into the terminal.
There the Airbus A380 of Qantas and the control tower once again. London Heathrow's Terminal 5 has got 3 concourses, Concourse A, B and C, and the Concourse A is the main concourse which is connected by road, and from Terminal 5A concourse, Concourse B and C can be approached through people mover system underground, that is a train, or you can walk it up from one terminal to another, and that's predominantly used by the wheelchair and other physically challenged people in the mobile. We are now deplaning from our aircraft. That's the view inside. We crossed the business class seats
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are
before getting onto the exit and onto the staircase covered by a canopy because of rain.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being us early.
Filming.
Yeah, but that's still.
The whole time.
There we are, the doorway and the stairs covered by a canopy, and you can have a nice view of the tarmac at London Heathrow between Terminal 5 C gates and Terminal 3. Nicely covered canopy and a beautiful view. The aircraft that carried us today is a B777-300 yard. DA190 Austin Bergstrom to London Heathrow. 6:30 p.m. departure, scheduled arrival 9:45, and we almost arrived 1 hour early today.
You are not getting a docking.
There you can see the beauty. The B777-300 ER from the steps. There the ground transportation is waiting for us to take us to the Terminal 5A Concourse. All land arrivals in the buses will take you to Terminal 5A Concourse, and from there either you can, you have option now, then either you can get into London through immigration after baggage claim, or you can go out and connect your next onward flight to any of the terminals, either in T5, B or C concourse, or the other terminals T4, T2 and T3 by various means. We are on to the ground transportation now. It's a complex system of going underground and then emerging, and then you go along the Terminal A gates where the Oro bridges protrude into, as you can see there, into the driveway. So we typically now will reach our Terminal 5A concourse by going along and under the aero bridges. This is as I said earlier, not an opportunity that you get very often, and it is indeed not very common at London to have this. So now we go under the ground and then negotiate your way, and then all the terminals are interconnected, the terminal T5 especially. You don't have to do it in terminal 2 and 3. Every image again, and then as I said that we will now drive along the there the aero bridges, and we are now driving underneath them on the driveway. In many airports you have this common sight, but look at the length of those aero bridges. Not just one arm, but you can see them like a T almost. So thereby now we reach Terminal 5A Concourse. Arrivals. There it is. Flight connections, all terminals. Terminal 5, and then we take this elevator up onto the arrival hall of A Concourse. And then on long walkway from where we alighted, well lit walking path, and then at the end of that you have the display boards showing your flight and terminal. Our flight today is again from Terminal 5 today, but we don't know the gates yet. So it could be A gate, B gate or C gate, we don't know. So but flight connections, all terminals, and our flight is still not listed here today. So we go back and then see whether we can do some shopping at London Heathrow, have some quick bite and get ready for our connecting flight. So that's London Heathrow for you. Huge airport, and there we are.
International
Thank you
flight connection.
and see you again soon.